Hey everybody, and welcome back. Let's get the recording test. Excuse me, out of the way. We are doing good. The sound quality of my voice should be a lot better on this one. There might be a little bit of boom, but not as bad as it was last time. Last time I was rushed because I had to go to work and I didn't really fool with it, but I did some tests. It took me a minute. It took me a while, but it should be good now. So hopefully it won't in the middle of the video start doing it again, but we'll see. One thing I didn't want to, when I was fooling around trying to test it, because I want to go to different things to do the music and all that, was when you pick up this, you can underline things. And what that I guess that does is the manual document researching or whatever. I don't know if anything has to do with this part right here, but if you're at least later in the game, you have places where you have to figure out what text belongs to solve the case or what works as a clue and such like that. Alright, so hold on a minute, I gotta let the stupid cat out. She's scratching at the door. Alright, I'm back. She's a sweet cat, and I love her for the most part, but she can be annoying. But anyway, it'll probably explain more later because we really haven't got into it, but I'm just gonna try some things, see if that's read, think, and that's close. That's the underline. So I am gonna read all of this. So this video may be a lot of reading, but you never know when one of these might come into play later. So the burnt house, there it stands under sunlight, a marker to show it's still there, as black as the night with no moonlight, and its doom is laid so bare. Once, suddenly within devouring fires, it was burning, turning into this black threatening mark, and the screams were shaking, breaking and taking away the laugh, which would then be only a whisper, ended with a tremendous hark. And there ended their laugh with this tremendous hark, and the fires devoured their screams as little demons fled with the laugh, before the eyes of the ones who ran in dread through the dark. Then the house burned and turned this black, threatening mark. Time of the triumphant witch. It was noisome, bleak, and stormy night. That night after my friend Harold Gallo died, he was just 18, so full of life and bright, found dead, alone in his home by the riverside. Then, as the storm was roaring, trees swung left and right. I heard that awful story now carved in my mind. It was about a witch who will not be seen in daylight. She was betrayed by our people, cursed the town, and died. She lived in the forest, too close to our town, so none would dare enter from dusk till dawn. Seldom she came here to buy some food or a gown, and never said bad things nor caused any harm. Still the young ones of the town, their fear grew great. They said to the people, which must be burned as such. But the old ones stood against. Say, curb your hate, they cried, betraying her being trouble far too much. Yet the one young one, still scared, thought that she could be burnt so fast, as they called the witch hunters to burn her down to dust. Without proper inquisition, they put her in a cage. No words came from her mouth, neither curse nor rage. As the devouring red flame shone before my eyes, those damned, hellish words were heard within her painful cries. You'll pay for this foolish act with your own children's lives. They will die when they're 18. This will be your woeful prize. Thus the story ends here, but the curse endures anew. 6 children have died with this sign of the witch on their brow. The same night, come the next morn, we've had a newborn, and this sign, super mercy, numbers will shall be reborn. Yes, I'd seen that sign before. Joseph Ford Harold died. No natural death. He killed himself that night. Excuse me. He'd always acted strange, but last in my sight, he seemed not quite himself, like a dog can be thrown aside. I snuck into Gallows' home and found a spot to hide. Then he came in silence and went up, like night arrayed, clad in black, face full of moonlight, eyes so wide, and his chamber was changed. Mirrors all around displayed. Then I followed him upstairs, as silent as a thief. What I saw is much for me, my beliefs cracked beneath. His chamber door was not closed. To me he held his back, but when I saw his reflection of pale face, colored with bloody awful relief. He was carving the sign of the 11 on his brow with old rusty blade. Then he cut his own throat so quick, he did not hesitate, and he fell down to the floor, still alive and shaking in pain so great. Then I ran away into the night. All I could feel was coldest dread. This is the story I have kept in this soul of mine. Everything started for me on 1st of April, 1699. This was the date on which Harold's soul took flight, and I'm sure tomorrow will be the relentless triumphant night. Hey, this is getting really interesting. Some of the words are a little shaky to read in the pattern, but I like this. Monstrous eye, I have seen the moon awful and pale, as looking upon me its darking cell. No blinks. Don't blink. Blink and you're dead. No closing. Just started too hot like the eye of a monstrous god. Winds shouted, and mocking stars were wiped, but the pale monstrous eye has never stopped. It keeps looking on, as if hating me. Screamed I, what have I done so wrong to thee? And the eye replied in a cacophonic rhyme, Ye were cursed, O ye the devil's mime. But how unfortunate for me as ye be, under my beams the thing that's cursing me. How dare ye these sun's own beams, only sun's own beams. Without thee and me or not, I'll pass ye by. Don't look upon me, monstrous eye, 'cause when the sun comes, you'll disappear like dreams, pale, lifeless, malicious entry of night, shouted out so that the clouds all flee from sight, and the raging winds suddenly died out to hear what the unblinking eye will say to make me fear. But it has done nothing, yet it's still staring at me like it was saying, damn thing, I do curse thee. From now on, there always feel my enmity, till the clouds will be thy own, only cease to eternity. And every night it keeps looking, staring at me. Monstrous I perceive, I too am just like thee, only the damned ones can safely walk under thy damned beams, till the sun comes out to hinder. To the gate of Horn, every night when I lose my fright against Lord Hypnos, Excellus descends his curse to me as fright, my diadem of horns, which makes shadows move and floating things arise from the mossy basalt graves to dispel the peace of all lights. Lurkers call. I have seen them all through Insanity's omnipresent soul, as burning, turning, and blasphemously churning, smiling, mocking, and heinously laughing while carrying Winsted hold. Aside to everlasting, ethereal spears, dim, bleak, and heretically foul. Now, from a distance, seem indefinitely tall, sinisterly lurk, wait in a silence they crawl, and from a lightless, strangely calm, basaltic hall, insistently they bawl, howl, and call. from the abysmal plains. Oh, the devilishly and sucking thing, a shady haze of unknown leak, of thoughts and dreams, and the utmost speak hiss the things of there that I dare not speak. Within the city that numbly sleeps, the dreadful dread dreamer rests, and yet it persistently weaves and calls for the unknown seals that are beneath the folds of the dream. Beyond the clouds of consciousness, I dream a purple haze of windy whites down to my pearly self. It leaks into the maze of my soul, my burden too heavy now to lift. My binding dreary lace, it strikes me, shrieks, hisses, but yet tenderly kisses me in my cursed state of days. A haze so bright and brightener yet than the sun's ever-burning face, yet cold, calm, and so softly falling as the blue light of the moon that sets. My demon, my soul, now an ill, shaded wraith, once my brightly glowing grace. Now I look quietly with a morning face, as if I'm drifting toward death I've haste. That's the end of it. It didn't take as long as I thought. The voice, I heard a voice, or a deep gentle noise that frilled wicked lies with might. Within stone bed, the numbly dead can stay away from light. It was a phrase that was told in those days of old in shadow times. In dormant state, said the dead can wait for the time it is to rise. That was really interesting. I like that. What I'm going to do is go to each page and make sure there's nothing I can do. I don't think there is, because it hasn't given us a tutorial. Alright, that was fun. I really enjoyed that. Let's put that away now that we finished completely. I'm glad I decided to go back and read that. I hope it entertained you guys. I'll really try to read it with the, you know, really get into it, but we'll see. Can I look in those drawers? No, that's just the... And instead of being repent, I'll look back to my old video and install it. I don't have time to sleep right now. So I guess we'll have to leave, but I want to check everything else out before we leave. My favorite books of poetry. Can I read it? I guess you can't. It's like you can look at it, but you can't really... Whoa. What's that? Some picture of a tree? It doesn't say anything about it. Is there anything I can click on it? Maybe I need to find some secret in it or something. No. Ruby yachts. Bay yachts. Okay. That seems to be the only two things on this table. It doesn't look like you can look at those drawers down there. I guess they're not important. I guess that picture on the table isn't important either. My theory is this door leads into a bathroom or closet or something, because with these windows it looks like that door leads outside. So let's check that first. My dream catcher from childhood. I think it's my good luck charm. It is said that it protects the owners from nightmares. Nightmares are trapped in the web to be dispersed by the first rays of sunlight. Never worked for me when I was a kid. Oh, the apartment's bigger than I thought. With the room, I thought it'd be really small. Okay, this door is apparently unimportant. That leads back to where we were. These pictures aren't important. Is that the drawer or the... Is a key not important? It's the first time I've ever seen a key that's not important in the game. It doesn't even let you look at it. It should be like, oh, I don't need this key, or I don't need this right now. There's a key you need. Money. Alright. Alright, so we got that key. I mentioned that's the house key or a car key or something. If we had went straight out, we probably been like, oh, well, you know. Oh, let me see if we can look at that picture. Or that, no. Probably said, oh, I forgot my key, and then we'd have had to go back. So these two doors are important. Okay. This bathroom's creepy, but I would honestly like to have something like that. That'd be an awesome bathroom to have. I know that's weird, but... Can we turn the light on? Maybe we can see more. I mean, it's creepy looking, but I still like to see more and make sure there's nothing I'm missing. Alright. Carry this. So... it looks like there's all in the bathroom we can investigate. Okay. What? I thought we were in the hospital earlier, but this is obviously his door. Oh. That reminds me. One thing I thought of, and I'm thinking this might be the case, is the dead body he found is him himself. Because I think it's Howard is his name. And I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's it. We never see him so far. We just get the first person view. So it might be him that's dead. That would actually make a lot of sense. So this is the closet or whatever. I keep my clothes and some other things in here. Nothing of interest. Suitcase. Alright, that's it for now. I mean, not for the video. That's it for this apartment. So let's leave. Earlier, with building up in the hospital and everything, I thought for sure that that's where we were earlier, but this hallway is definitely the hallway we were in. That door had a hole in it in the dream or whatever. So I wonder if that happens later in the game, because it looked like something that you see what happens at the beginning, and then later you, that door's not open. Well, that's what we found the body in. And then later you get back to that part. Oh, cool. This office has been mine, so it's promoted to police detective. I wonder what would happen if you didn't pick up the key. If you get the stairs, he'd say something like, I forgot my car key.
Wilsmith. Never much happening here. Just run-of-the-mill cases and paperwork to catch up on. That's my normal working day.
I forgot you had to click. I forgot to put that setting.
But not with this case. I've got to admit, it's been good to be dealing with something a little out of the ordinary for once.
Alright, yeah, this inventory, what's that? My car keys, yeah, because I'm sure he'd have said something. But I doubt we have any more mine clues. Alright, let's get out of here. What does that mean if you try to leave the office? I guess it lets you. Okay, okay. Office. Oh, that's Nolder, that's the guy we're after. Alright, so I just want to see what happened. Obviously it took us here, so we need to look there here first before we go anywhere else.
These are investigation pictures taken at Loth Nolder's office. There was nothing there when we first searched the place. I have examined the place several times since then, but couldn't find any clues. That office is the only property Nolder owns. He even sold his house to help pay for his strange travels around the world. So why didn't he sell his office as well? I think I'd better take these pictures with me. Maybe there's something here we're not seeing.
That's cool. I'm wondering, that's good. I'm liking how, so you examine an item, click the examine screen button on the inventory panel, and right click on the item. Pretty straightforward and simple. I'm liking how this game looks like it's going to be actual investigation, because even though I've liked a lot of other detective games, I mean, there's definitely games that do investigation, but some of them don't. And this one looks like, you'll have to examine the pictures, be like, well, something's different, something doesn't look right here when you go to the actual office. But we'll see what's this here. I guess that turns it. The deceased. Okay, let's read this. Field Clark. And Wellsmouth, where we are. Serial number. That's obviously important. I should have had a pad to write this stuff down, but I don't always do that. I said I'd cancel out the video, go back and do it. So, Cardi Street. And I will be looking at a lot of stuff like this, so it might take a while. But, if we're looking for clues, we can't ever be too careful. The deceased was found on the borders of the Northwood Forest, about 85 miles west of Wellsmouth Town Center. An ID was found on him for identification. His brother Jonathan Field was summoned. He identified the deceased and added that he had been missing for some time. He explained that he had reported this to the police since he had received a packet within a letter which told him not to do so. He said that he had hired a private detective, Loth Nolder, to find his brother, and had given the aforementioned packet to him. So Loth Nolder is definitely... Now I'm gonna work with this underlining thing and see if I can't figure it out. Damn it. Let's just clear that out. It's a little iffy to do it, but if I can get that part about Loth Nolder underlined. See? See, look at that. Yeah. What's up? What? Wait, I thought that... Oh, well, I still got it right somehow. Because whatever you underline, as long as that, I guess as long as that part's underlined, it works. So we'll just have to mix and match and experiment. According to this report, Jonathan received a packet from his brother, Clark Field. Let's examine. How is that not? I don't understand how that's not interesting. That's the dude, the killer. I mean, alright, let's just do random things. Why'd I do that? An ID. Is it quotations that might get something in there? No. Oops. See, missing maybe? see what we can hire. No, I don't think there's anything else on there that I can. Wait, can I do this in Loth Note or no? Alright, let's do this examine. Cause that's definitely what it wants me to do now. I'll right click on the item. I need to learn to freaking read. Left click on the arrow icons. The size of the view to rotate item horizontally and vertically. What's that do? Oh, reset view. I don't see anything, but I'm really thinking these will come into play once we actually get there to the office. One more picture. I'm gonna do that. I need to do this first. Alright, that's it. Oh, that's it? That's actually all that's going to be done for tonight, but we're starting to get into the investigation and starting to see how things work. So, next time we'll get a little further, probably go to the Loth Notor's office and see what we can find there. Good night, everybody.